Hey everyone, so this entry is going to be a bit different because when I was doing this makeup look, or I was about to film it, I realized that I didn't have my tripod with me. And this is the camera that I use to film my tutorials or those contest entries. And as you can see, it has a very skinny base, so it doesn't stand on its own. So when it's open like this, it's really very side heavy. So I need a tripod to hold it up, but I realized when I was about to do my makeup that I didn't have my tripod with me. So total bummer, totally bummed out about that. And I kind of don't want to refilm it because I don't want to redo all the makeup because my skin is freaking out right now. It's breaking out, and it's just, I want to keep away from foundations and all that heavy makeup because it's just not working out for me right now. I did take all those photos that I usually take when I've been doing these contest entries. So as you saw in the beginning, those were some photos, and at the end I will again insert some more photos, and also I will insert some photos around here on the screen so you guys can see what I'm talking about when I run through what I did. So this is going to be more of a run through. So I'll be showing you all the products that I used on my face to create that look, and hopefully it doesn't get that confusing and you can kind of follow along of what I did. So let's get started. Okay, so first and foremost, I started out with foundation, and I used this BH Cosmetics liquid foundation in the shade L2 or light olive, and I applied that with my broken synthetic brush. Foundation brush. So I just applied that all over the face, and then I went down the neck and into the ears so I could look like a uniform color. In addition to foundation, I also used this Dermabin Professionals leg and body cover in the shade Caramel to contour my face. So with that same synthetic brush, I contoured, a normal contour, hollows of the cheek, the temples, around the hairline, the jawline, down the neck. Then I buffed that out with this flat top blending brush. So I just got rid of all of the streaky marks that foundation leaves behind, so I just buffed that all into my skin using this brush. Then I set it with my MAC Studio Fix, and I used the shade C4, and I used a War Paint Beauty Kabuki brush to buff that into my skin. Okay, so here's a photo of the makeup that I did, so you guys can kind of have a visual to know what I'm talking about as I run through what I did for this look. So the first thing that I did is that I primed my eyes with Urban Decay's eyeshadow primer potion, and you really only need a little bit of this. So I took a little bit on my finger and I applied that on my lid and also underneath the eye, and also a little bit into that kind of nose area that as you can see that I took the eyeshadow down. So anywhere that I put on shadow, I tried to prime. Then the next thing that I did is that I added some black eyeliner to my waterline, to both the top and bottom, and I used e.l.f.'s Shimmer Eyeliner Pencil. It's just a black eyeliner, but it has some silver glitters in it, which really doesn't bother me. And I also set that with a angled liner brush and some matte black eyeshadow to really just lock in that liner. So the first shadow that I used is this NYX shadow in the shade Rust, and it's just a very nice kind of red, rusty, bricky color. It is a little bit shimmery, but it works for me and my skin tone for what I wanted to create. So I just used a crease brush like this, a fluffy crease brush, and I like it because it's kind of like a dome. So it gets really nice into that little nose eye corner here. So I started there and I went up into my eyebrows and then around my eye and underneath the eye, and took it down my nose slightly. So I did that. I went down the nose a little bit so it can kind of give me more of a lioness kind of cat eye kind of look. To me, that's kind of what it reminds me of. So I went a little bit down the nose and all around, and I applied a couple of coats, I guess you can say, to that to make it the darkest, and then I blended that down with what was left on my brush all the way down my lid. So I also blended that down so it could kind of aid me in not shading but blending the rest of the shades that I applied to my lid. So on the lid itself, I used two shadows from this 88 color palette. This is the Shimmer Eyeshadow Palette by BH Cosmetics. I used the two yellow colors. I used this very pale yellow color, and then over here this kind of a brighter yellow. So I mixed those two. So these two I mixed with where's my brush? With this brush. It's just a fluffy shader brush, so I mixed those two together and I applied it to my lid and also to my inner corner as a highlight. And then going back with both brushes, my crease brush and the shader brush, I went in and just blended those two colors so it could kind of have a nice transition from the yellows to the red. And then with a small smudge brush like this, excuse me, I went in with a brown eyeshadow, so that middle brown right there, and I applied that to my lower lash line as well as my upper lash line. So again, I went in with the brush I used the yellow shadows with and this brush, and I just kind of blended that out for a seamless kind of transition. For that kind of graphic liner that I did, that really nice intense cat eye that I did, I'm sorry, I can't really speak right now for some reason, I don't know. I used my 24-hour lacquer liner by L'Oreal, and it's in the shade 171 Blackest Black, so it's just a very nice black gel liner. And I used that brush that it came with. So this, when you buy this product, it comes with a little brush like this. So it's a very small, thin brush, but it really works. So I just dipped my brush in, and then I just created a normal cat eye that I normally do, kind of like what I have here. But I really extended that outer wing out, and in addition I added a nice little wing in the inner corner, so it goes down and it creates more of a cat eye kind of nice shape to it. To finish off the eyes, I added Falsies Volume Express and Lash Blast Volume by CoverGirl. And then to finish off the rest of my makeup, I actually contoured with this NYX shadow, so the one that I used on my eyes I contoured with. So as you can see, this brush still has a little bit of that red on it. So I applied that just normal contour. So in the hollows of the cheek, the temples, the hairline, jawline, neck, everywhere, a little bit on the nose, just a little bit, because I didn't want to disturb that nice line that I had going on. So I just contoured with that, and I added a tiny bit of my Sonia blush. This is Bashful Blush. So I added a little tiny bit of that to the apples of my cheek with this mini version of the other brush that I just showed you. And that basically wraps up that whole makeup. It's a very simple makeup, but I see it's like pretty of a more editorial, not everyday wear look. Okay, so I completely forgot to mention what I used on my lips. I used this lip pencil here to line my lips and fill them in. And on top I put this Mary Kay color in Downtown Brown, which looks like this. It's just a nice little brown. And then on top of this, in the middle of the lip, I put this Sonia color in the color Solid Gold, and it looks just like this, just a nice gold color. So that I just pop that on top in the middle and just like rub my lips together to get that kind of goldy sheen to my lips. So hope that weed whacker isn't annoying and distracting this video, but that was what I used on my lips, and that's it. So that's all that I did for that look. It's very simple, like I said, but it's very kind of nice and extreme, and to me kind of very Vogue-esque. Obviously I kind of want to make this Vogue-esque because the title of this contest is Villains in Vogue. So hope you guys enjoyed, and I'm sorry that I had to do this video in this format, but you know, things happen. And yeah, so at the end, again, I am adding some more photos. So yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys next time for my last makeup look. So entry number 4 is coming up because I only have about a week to do it and film it and upload it. So yeah, I'll see you guys then. Bye guys.